What's up, everybody? It's your baby J Jack in the building. My guy Will in the building. Dollar Will, 1804 show, chapter two. Hey, and plenty of other things, you know what I mean? He done put mixtapes out, he done did a lot of music. Man, we're gonna touch on a lot of things. It's been a while, been like over a year the last time we went on live, but we're gonna see what Dollar Will been up to, man. So without further ado, we're gonna introduce Dollar Will. What's up with you, bro?
Hey man, nothing man. Happy to be here.
No doubt, man. Happy to have you here. We had some technical difficulties we trying to work through right now. So crazy thing is, which I'm looking on my Facebook right now to watch the show and see. So I see Dollar Will on there, but on my editing source, I didn't see him.
Hey, it's
So
all
that's the
good.
problem. But look like we all straight because I'm looking on live and I can see him. So something's going on. Hey, y'all need to fix that. What's going on with your system right there?
No doubt.
Yeah. So hey, it's a great day to be alive, man. Be blessed. A lot of people think blessings is money, but what good is money if you can't spend it? If you're not allowed to spend it. So the blessing, true blessing, is
Absolutely.
being able to be here and being blessed by the Almighty. So
I
without
agree.
without that, you know what I mean. It ain't no lives. It ain't no action. Ain't no thought. Ain't no Dollar Will. Ain't no J Jack. Man, we blessed. So we blessed. We here to be with y'all. So appreciate anybody that's here with us too, man. Be blessed too. You blessed. You know what I mean? Because you know how many people that didn't make it, not even through the seeming. My bad. We ain't gonna go
Man,
all that
for real.
technical. Hey, but we just talking some mess right now. But Dollar Will, man, what's been going on? What? Tell the people a little bit about you and what you got going on recently.
Man, I just been, doing my thing, bro. Just with the show, celebrating my 1,000th episode, working on this next mixtape, History Remember Kings, coming out June 20th. This book should be out by the end of the year, and just documentaries.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope. That's why I always mess with you because you had your own lane. You know what I mean? A lot of us, we all got our own lanes in podcasts, and to me, you had your own lane as far as touching on history subjects and things that people might didn't know of. You didn't just go with the trendy topics and what was going on or who was this that. You wanted to show things that was going on. I remember sometimes we inbox and be like, "Hey, man, bro, did you see this? Did you see what happened in these times or?" What about when this city you go destroy? We would talk about stuff like that. So
Hmm.
um, that's why I always said you had something different to offer than most podcasts. So every podcast is unique in its own way. To me, you was unique in that way. What did you feel, or what was you trying to accomplish when you went to podcasting?
Whew. Um, well, I would just say I wanted to help people because I had just got out my depression just with losing my family members, and I just wanted to use my show to give back to people and allow them to tell their stories. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I feel you.
Hmm.
So that was your way of giving back or helping. I think in a lot of ways, we all are helpful people or we want to help. Like I do retail, so I always want to help. So we all got a certain way that we want to help, and that was the way you wanted to help, the way you can touch uh, a lot of people and teach history. Yeah, even more, teach more than just history, just teach knowledge.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And the history part just was us getting our identity back because they lied so much about who we were, and everything wasn't told the correct way. And I must just say, starting with the slave trade, that everybody gets wrong most of the time, and just us, just I would say originally been here this entire time, and us being independent to the point of they had to destroy our black towns, flooded our cities, and anytime you look at a lake or a river, you're gonna look at it the same. Because 9 times out of 10, it was a black town under there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep, yep. It's tough sometimes, and a lot of times if you don't remember your history, you're bound to repeat it. So definitely keep an eye on it because it's a lot of good people in the world, but it's a lot of people that don't mean you no good. I sorry
right,
to say.
you ain't lying
So
about
you
that.
definitely gotta watch it. Yeah, yeah. If you don't watch it, you can be lured into something and like, man, you don't even know how you gonna get out of it.
I agree,
So
man. And it's just
yeah.
come with experience as well, because we just be so confused with everybody having the same heart as us, and that's not the case.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because
I
just
definitely
like
agree with
you,
you on that. Yeah, I agree with you on that. And a lot of times you be painted as the aggressor when the aggressor actually was the aggressor.
hmm
And a lot of times what they say you get caught. The person who reacts get caught. And that's how it was
yeah,
through the history. Our people will react from being treated like bad, like you want to whip him, you want to make him, do this and that. If he say, "Hey, I'm not gonna do it," or he the bad guy.
yeah, and like the craziest part about that, bro, was that all our people weren't slaves. It was a
True.
status thing, and just like middle class, rich, poor, it was black rich people that owned over 100 slaves.
True.
William Ellison, that's in South Carolina. His family had the most slaves in the South, and even they served in the Confederate Army in the Civil War.
Hmm.
Because really, it was Union and Confederate versus us, and that's the truth. And I wish
Hmm.
they just stop with that narrative. Like it was just more like about slavery, and it wasn't about slavery. It was more about control. It was more about power
Oh yeah,
than anything.
yeah. I think a
Hmm
lot of it was like mentality wise. Uh, if you didn't show or they thought you was able to be walked on, you was gonna get walked on. That's why
hmm
they didn't want us to read. Or people that were enslaved, they didn't want you to read because they didn't want you to develop that power to be free. Because most of the people that was free was people that was mentally like aware. Like, no, you're not going to get me. And they had the power to like. It's certain people that fought for rights and through the court systems and that we
hmm
don't that you didn't know about. It's people that during times of slavery, like you say, was some that was not slaves. They had the
hmm
power to own acres. They had the power to own money, but the power was here. And them was the ones that they couldn't control. And like you say, it was based on control. So the ones that they could control, they were the ones that controlled, and the ones that they made sure that they can control by limiting the knowledge that they can get.
Oh, no doubt. And I'm working on this video about Dred Scott. You heard of him?
You said Dred Scott?
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard of Dred Scott.
yeah. So it's what you were saying with the courts and everything like that. He had to go to
Yeah.
court because he was freed, and they were trying to make him a slave. And he was pretty much overruled because of his color,
Mm.
which is
Mm-hmm.
bad and unfair. But he still was able to do something that he wasn't supposed to do because of the fact that he was um, I would say he was more brave considering the people who were illiterate because he actually could read and write. So,
Mm-hmm. That was power.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah.
So I would say anybody watching right now, definitely check out Dollar Will and the 1804 show. You know what I mean? He got a lot of knowledge on there. Uh, anything that you feel that you, and I know you welcome anytime if you feel like it's something that you question. Dollar Will, you already know they can Google it. They can do their history and find out if it's true or not. It's many things that Dollar Will talk about that do your history and you'll see you wouldn't have no debates about what he's saying.
Oh, no doubt. Because I feel like as an independent researcher, I really show my archives, my footage, law papers, policies, all of that. So feel free.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Hey, this is the J Jack show, man. We kicking it with Dollar Will in the building. So I think the last time we touched on the 1804 show and the meaning, like main thing I want to know, touch a little bit back on there in case anyone else missed it, but also the differences between did you have I'm not for sure, I don't remember chapter one and chapter two, or was it the 1804 show first and then you came chapter two like second? Like what's the differences?
Oh, man, my first Facebook page got hacked.
Ah,
So my hacker was using my image, everything. So people thought it was me. So I had to
mm,
start back over, lost episodes and everything. But it's always good to rebuild because
yeah.
it just really shows who you are as a person because it's easy to quit. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to just revamp it with a new name, a new
Mm,
look, but the same objective.
okay. So the objective wasn't to have like a chapter two, chapter three. It just kind of happened that 1804 show. It got hacked. You lost that a little bit of what they was doing with it, and you started chapter two, which is the brand. It just wasn't gonna keep going like a chapter three, chapter four, chapter. You know, it wasn't that wasn't meant for that though. Was it?
No,
Mm, okay, yeah. So chapter two is basically the rebrand.
yeah,
Okay, okay. Yeah, I got you. I got you. So and with the music part of it, was it meant to be like a soundtrack to the 1804 chapter show chapter two, or is it its own solo thing where you want to keep going with like trying to create and keep going up levels with it?
um, it was really just to showcase the artist, man, because I'm a big fan of our music scene and just giving people
Hmm.
promotion and just making sure that I'm a help to everybody else because we have so much talent here and stuff. So I just wanted to be able to create things and make everybody a part of it.
Okay, yeah, I got you. I got you. So we're gonna put you on the spot then. Like, it's- I don't want to say your top five, but five artists that
Oh
from Saginaw
shit.
that you kind of rock with.
uh, um, well, I would say A Mac. I always loved his energy, and it's just whenever he raps, it's just
Hmm.
spiritual.
Yeah, A Mac a beast.
Yeah, yeah. A Mac. I would say Hood. I would say Rock Out Ali,
Now, which
I
hood?
love, huh?
Which hood? You said hood?
Yeah, Hood the King.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hood the King. Okay, yep, yep.
Yeah, and I
I know
like,
there's a couple other cats with hood, but hood is the one that known for the yeah the hood the king. Yeah, he definitely been
yeah,
doing this thing for some years too, producing and
yeah,
music wise.
and Boone,
Mm-hmm.
and then I love Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, yeah. She definitely be. She got a lot of emotion. She definitely be spitting. Yeah. So what's that? What's that for?
yeah, that's four. And I
Okay.
would say my homeboy Hood Rich Baby.
Hood Rich Baby. Now that's one name I really don't recall on that one, so I might have checked him out myself.
Yeah, he a young cat, but cold.
Hmm.
That's my
Okay.
guy.
Yeah, yeah. I already know. I can say some names, and you're probably gonna be like, "Man, I forgot to add them." Yeah.
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
only gonna I'm only gonna say one though that you probably I know you're gonna be like, "Man, what?" And that's Max Hilly.
Oh yeah, yeah, Max
I know
Illy.
you listen to
That's
Max
my guy.
Hilly.
Hmm.
Yeah, I watched it when y'all was on he was on your podcast, so I know how much you got love for his music. I remember watching y'all show y'all had. He was sitting on the couch, I think it was.
Yeah, yeah, I love
Hmm.
Max, man.
Yeah, he
You
been
know,
doing
I
his
just,
thing though. With Bizarre.
hmm
So yeah, but like you said, it's quite a few. It's a lot of talent in SAG. That ain't never been really the problem in SAG. Is the talent ain't been the problem. It's kind of like the business part,
yeah,
you know. So I always was an advocate for getting more managers, more connection with DJs. I hate that. I still don't think artists connect with podcasts enough, and I hate that because I see other cities and I see other states, and like, why not say Dollar Will? Here go my video. I'm finna go exclusive with you. Go ahead and post. You know, working hand to hand. That still don't go. It's like an interview, artist interview with the podcast, and they don't even really share. But that day, like the connection is still off with media, DJs, artists. Like the whole culture is supposed to work together to make it flow. Everybody asks, or everybody always got a question of why isn't it flowing, or that's one of it. That's one of the main reasons to me is because most of these cultures, if you look at Atlanta or even Houston with DJ Watt, the Swab House, the artists, the podcast, a lot of times they move as one.
hmm
Saginaw has never been on that level. And it's like a disconnect. It's like an argument. It'll become an argument before it become a connection. Or-
yeah.
yeah.
You ain't
So
lying.
I
I say you ain't lying because it'd be so much
yeah.
turmoil over something like so small. And just like what you were
Mm,
saying, like the business aspect, they don't understand that this is a business. You know, we using this just with our platforms to eat. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else will get their money, but us. But we
hmm.
played a real important, significant part in the culture.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. Very important as far as the connection, like the fan connect, bringing in more listeners. I know with Thought Magazine, I know we bring in a lot of listeners as far as other places. And like you say, with your mixtapes and how you talk interviews, you bring in people that probably never would have knew about certain artists or so. Just like I said, I didn't know about Hood Rich Baby. You know what I mean? There's certain times when we talk about artists or we promote, people don't look at that as what we do. Like it is a talent, skill, business. You
mhm.
know, especially when you got a podcast or you got you go live or however you do and you reaching thousands of people, sometimes even higher. That's worth something.
Yeah,
But the connect is so off. Like I was in Arkansas and I seen artists connecting with the podcast here, and they got songs with them, repping them, so they boosting the podcast, and the podcast is boosting them, and they going back and forth. I never see that. That's the disconnect I'm talking about because they kind of try to boost each other.
yeah. And I would just like to say this too. I like, people who just never change who they are, no matter what. And just momentum they get. Because I remember being that guy who interviewed a lot of newcomers, you know what I'm saying? And they reached to the higher momentum. And they just kind of like don't mention, guys like you, guys like me. And I just,
I know what you're saying.
and I couldn't know that, man. Because they really don't understand the behind the scenes stuff that we do. Because editing is a it's hard.
Small
You know
people.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just
yeah,
to just to make somebody look like a star and stuff like that. Editing effects and making them feel comfortable. Like that's a gift.
yeah.
So
And on the touch on that point that you talked about, I used to have that so much even when I was doing the Hype magazine. I remember it was one artist where it was a model actually. Cool
mhm.
people, I still got love for them. I was one of the first models that put them on a 2, 3 page spread when they was just doing like business, but I put them as a model. Soon they became modeling and do more modeling, and all of a sudden they was on King magazine, Source, um, like everything. They was 50. They was selling vodka for 50, and they was blew up King Slay, and they was. And I remember reading an article. I think it was in Ebony magazine, and they listed all the magazines that they had been in and showed love to the magazines, and our name wasn't nowhere near.
Wow. Yeah,
I ain't even
that's
say nothing. I
crazy,
just
bro.
looked at it. They had Hood Illustrated. They had a whole bunch of other people. Shout out to all of them though. But I was looking like, yeah, that's all right. I ain't tripping. On to we just gonna keep supporting because that wasn't really what I did it for. But it was disappointing to say I done did this, did that for that person, and like you said, they ain't gonna mention you, and you can be the first one they even gotta look at.
Yeah, and I said this too, bro. Like wherever I go, Doll magazine will be the first magazine I will always say, because you're the only one that wrote about me,
Yeah,
and I will
so
always appreciate
appreciate
it.
that.
Yeah, because I don't rewrite history, bro. No matter if I don't like a person no more or don't deal with a person no more, I don't rewrite history. I tell the full truth.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And that's how I always looked at it, the game. You know what I mean? I try not to get into a lot of other stuff, but as a magazine, I try to look at what people doing. And you get a lot of people that say they did this, did that, and I understand it. But when I'm looking, I gotta look from an objective point of view, not just what I would say is my friend or somebody I'm cool with or somebody I don't like or whatever, whatever. I had to keep it to a point where if somebody judge me, somebody say why was they in the magazine, I gotta have a good justifiable reason of why they was. You feel me? So if you put in the work for it and you holler at me, now my thing is a lot of people think I'm gonna see everything. I'm not. Sometimes it be people that show me stuff that I might not connect with. But if I see you making a movement or moment or people is rocking with it, I can understand the people. I might not like it myself, but if I see it making move, I gotta acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't like it. Like I didn't like Racks on Racks on Racks. Sunny Digital, he from Saginaw, they made moves with it. Hey, salute. I might have to write an article and say, hey, he did his thing. Even though I'm looking at the song line. Hey, you ain't gonna like everything. This whole game is subjective. I don't know. I can't hear you, Will. Is your mic moving? Hey, somebody leave in comments. Let me know if you hear Will, because I don't hear him right now. Your mic, everything good? I don't know. It just went out all of a sudden. I can't hear. Can't hear. Let me read. I'm gonna refresh mine right quick.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me?
Okay, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, my bad, man. I had a phone call.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah. But I heard everything you were
Okay.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you good now.
But yeah, like I was saying, man, like I realized that everybody isn't going to get it or because I'm always misunderstood on some stuff. But one thing about me is that I'm not going to act like I'm bigger than the program because I always see just the bigger picture of things. And every time like I did an interview with a celebrity, I always shouted out where I'm from, Saginaw, Michigan. So they would know and their fans would know and their subscribers would know and their followers would know that we exist. And it just be a lot of this um I would say ego tripping because I just let everybody know like we are so small on a map, but a few of us made it out of here. A few of us doing things in the industry, whether if it's music, whether if it's acting, whether if it's wrestling or whatever like that. Like we are doing things out here. Like we have to understand that if one of us make it, we all made it. Cause they gonna start, you know what I'm saying, dissecting our city and be like, hey, um, okay, for example, you know, Max Hilly, you know what I'm saying? He's doing it big and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So they go, you know, look into more rappers or more media. They gonna look for more models or video vixens or whoever, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
could contribute to the industry. But all of us just feel like we have to be that number one. But I don't look at myself as number one. I look at myself as a contributor, just like you do. And
Yeah.
I would say, just, you know what I'm saying, doing my show and all the people that I met, I feel like I gave everyone just great dialogue. You know, I never made anybody uncomfortable. It was never no drama and stuff like that. I feel like I represented our citizens in a positive light instead of always having that negativity, man, because the negativity is just what's thriving in our culture, not just as our city culture, but our race culture. Like we act like we don't like each other, like we can't coexist or get along with each other. Like everybody has to, you know what I'm saying, be that star. But it's just at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I have no problem giving somebody their props for doing something that seemed supernatural, you know, because it's
Yeah.
supernatural to believe in yourself and see something that only you can see and convince others that it's possible. Because they gonna laugh. They gonna be
Mhm.
like, man, you can't do that. Like nobody's gonna watch you. Nobody's going to follow your
Exactly.
movement. And but I prove everybody wrong, bro. Like I dropped out of high school and college for this. I got my stuff
Hmm.
back, but um I had really believed that I was going to do what I was going to do, regardless of who was going to say what or who was going to try to stop me. I still got people trying to stop me. I got people still trying to defame my character, but at the end of the day, the results speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to um, go on trial as a defendant because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be acquitted because I stay in my lane. I don't bother nobody. I don't be out partying, bro. I'm working all the time doing this. You know what I'm saying? This is all I
Yeah.
eat, sleep, and breathe. You know what I'm saying? I got this on my body and stuff like
Talking about
that,
the
tatted on
podcast?
me. The name.
Oh, okay,
so
okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
so this would be on me to identify me and stuff like that. This is going to the grave with me, you know what I'm saying? Or the accelerator, whatever. However,
Hmm.
I would meet my end, but it just the coolest thing was
Yeah.
just about just the show, man. Just this was like a redemption period for me. Cause when I tell people about like grief and depression and stuff like that, and you getting PTSD, one year you're good, next year you're not. Like that stuff real. And
Yeah.
us as men, it's nothing wrong with admitting when you need help, like, because we're not taught to go get help. We taught to deal with it and thug it out, like man up. We taught the wrong things, and then those things lead up to unhealthy coping mechanisms. It's just
Hmm.
like drinking, drugs, and women and whatever. It just
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
becomes a crazy road, but
Yeah.
it's just everybody just what I'm saying, don't get it. But that was just my reason of doing what I do, because that's why I'm so passionate
Yeah.
about it, bro. Because I can help people with whatever they're going through internally, and I done that. And just to have people saying that, man, I appreciate you for bringing me on your show. You're the first person that actually gave me a chance and actually listened to me.
Hmm.
And people cried in my
Yeah.
arms
Yeah.
after the camera went off and everything. So it was all good,
Yeah.
man. All good.
Yeah. That's why I say you had a different, connect uh with everybody don't have like everybody got their own niche. So I think that's one of the
Yeah,
niches that you got is the way you know what I mean. So I think like you say, stick with it. You know what I mean? Because it's you. It's what you came in with. It's how you define your show. Some people like to do trolling and all kinds of stuff. Everybody got to find their own niche. And
yeah,
I think that works well with you as far as that. And you do the research and you actually investigate. So you're not just talking to talk. Uh, but I do want to shout out Rico Rufino, man. I see you got Dollar Will Thought Magazine. Tap in. I don't know if that's the right link that you shared, but it say this content isn't available right now. Just check that. But I appreciate you, bro. Rico Rufino, that's that guy. That's my guy, man.
yeah,
Young Bull.
yeah,
Another media guy, man. I'm always saluting him and hoping he keep going and doing his thing, man, because he got his own style too. He got his own niche too.
yeah.
And he definitely be talking that talk sometimes.
Yeah, that's my homie too, man. And to everybody, bro, like young, old, man, like everybody that's, making a contribution, like, we all
Uh-oh. Think somebody might have called him again. I ain't for sure. Uh We lost Dollar Will. He should be back in just a second though. But yeah, shout out to Rico Fino. That's my guy, man. We're going to do a part two again too. If y'all seen the first one, go check out Thor Magazine and Rico Rufino on YouTube, man. We kicked it with a lot of people, man, and a lot of people been doing their thing in Saginaw. Show them some love, man.
Yeah, I'm back,
Uh,
bro.
Let me see. I think you back on. Can you hear me, Dollar Will?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Man, I keep on getting the
But
same
yeah.
person to call me. My bad.
Oh man. I said he probably got a phone call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
but shout out to
been
Rico
crazy.
Rufino. I was just saying shout out to Rico Rufino. I see Blackout Ali for be down there. Man, he down in Florida.
Hmm.
Definitely putting on. A lot of people in different cities putting on for Saginaw, man. I one thing I don't like when I see about Saginaw is a lot of people like, man, they left Saginaw, they ain't in Saginaw. You don't always have to rep. I can be still on the block repping Saginaw and nobody know nothing. I'm in other cities repping. How much harder you think that is? You know what I mean? For me to be in a whole different Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, and still talking about Sag. You know what I mean? I stood on them blocks. I was around on the Kurt and Burt and 226 and Southside. Everybody, J Jack. I was in them areas.
Hmm.
So now I'm going to other areas. I'm in Arkansas, Louisiana, still spitting Saginaw. So yeah, I still rep for Saginaw in different areas. I ain't got to be in Saginaw to still rep Saginaw.
Oh,
Like I
no
said, I did
doubt.
over 30, 40 years. Some people ain't even been that live that long.
Facts.
I just had to say
So I
that.
was,
Yeah,
yeah, because I was in New York repping Saginaw, St. Louis, Detroit, everywhere, bro. So I get it, man. It's pride. Like we build differently, bro. Because if you can survive in
yeah.
Saginaw, you can survive anything else, anywhere
Oh
else.
yeah,
So
yeah, no doubt.
we just build different, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I agree.
well, I wanted to, I wanted to ask you a question, man. You been good though,
Oh yeah, yeah.
mentally?
Go ahead, guy. Huh?
Like you been good mentally?
Oh, have I been good mentally?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's a daily fight. I think a lot of people know what was going on with me, but didn't know. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Uh, I think I was built different. Uh, I was raised and seen a lot of stuff at a young age. With my mom's and mental health, and people around me that I felt like I was always, I don't want to say groomed, but always built to be able to handle. Some people when something gets sprung on them, it can tear them a new, it you just throw them all off. You know what I'm saying? But it's nothing that you can prepare yourself for when you lose your parents in a 12, 13 month span.
Hmm.
But I also had to look at it as I was old enough. You know what I mean? I got a younger brother, my god brother, but it's my brother, man. I used to change his pampers. He lost his parents when he was a teen. I mean, when he was I think 6, 7, 8 years old. You know what I mean? And I know some other people that I know that lost their parents at other ages, like before they even became teens, which was devastating.
Yeah.
And I was not blessed, but I was able to have my parents and past my 40s. You know what I'm saying? So selfishly, even with their pain and what they was going through, yeah, I would love my parents to be here still, of course. But I was I was old enough to know, and my mama had kind of been throwing shots and signs for the last 2 years. I don't know if anybody can understand that, but sometimes people can, like, we used to always think she was like, "Mine, chill out, mine, quit playing." She was like, no, one of the last things she did was like, here go the car, the sign the car over when you get out. I want you to go to the courthouse, sign it. I'm signing it over to you. I'm like, man, I ain't finna do that. I don't need, quit playing with me. You know what I mean? I was hard head, man. Come on. Well, I'm finna do this. I want to make sure. And she had me and my brother, he took care of a lot of the business. And he'd be like, Mom, she'd be doing this. She be getting her affairs in order. I'm like, man, what is you? Man, chill out, man. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
we was already being groomed. She was already letting us know. And we just, selfishly, we like, yeah, cut it out, man. You know, my dad, he was in his 70s. He was going through some things. So it was kind of that thing what that was going on with my parents, but it was so much more going on that people didn't know about. You know what I mean? Like my
Hmm.
nephew, it hurt him when at the funeral he ended up like after my mom's funeral, a couple days later he started having seizures. You know what I mean? We just out of nowhere, we didn't know what was going on. He doing a lot better. I got another brother that was in a mental home. Uh like it was a lot of stuff going on in that time. My wife, she had that surgery. Like it was like a lot of stuff going on in that 12 month stand that yeah, you want to be to the point where you don't break down. You want to show strength for your family, and we all stay strong. And there's other points where you're like, man, what else is it gonna keep coming at me because I ain't broke down? Is it gonna keep hitting me until I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So mentally, yeah, I've been in a good spot. That's why I got back into podcasting. I got back into doing the articles. I got back into a couple things where at a certain point in time, I probably was thinking more like, shit, death is probably more uh, closer than life. You know what I mean? It's kind of
Yeah.
hard when you feel death is closer than life.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody ever felt that, but yeah, yeah.
Man, I felt that like for 7 years. Like I know exactly what you're talking about. And some nights I will
Hmm.
just beg God to take me, man, because I would say just after my brother and stuff, I had complete insomnia. I couldn't sleep, and every time I would try to
Yeah.
sleep, I would just see him in his casket, and
Mm.
it was just scary. And knowing that I work at a hospital, man, I had to go back to the place where his body was at for 3 days and stuff, and it was really tripping me out, and it was just one of those things like I was just at a crossroad because I
How
would say
old?
it's
How
just
old was you at the time?
I was 27.
27.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't. I would say I wasn't mature yet, but I was old enough, to handle it. But I wasn't mentally prepared for it because I was always the
Exactly.
the baby boy. You know what I'm saying? So you know how the youngest sibling, man, they just carefree and don't have to deal with the harder stuff or the serious stuff in the family. Like you just pretty much go with the flow.
Just
But
yeah, you able to just live,
yeah,
protect it.
and I was, for a minute, and I went from being the youngest son to the only son, and I couldn't handle that,
Mm.
man. I was scared to step up and just do what I had to do, and it was challenging because I
Mm.
couldn't be strong. I would say my mom during that time, she was the strongest out of everybody. It didn't hit her till the day of the burial, and I never really
Yeah.
seen her cry like that. And I tell my brother this every day, like you lucky you didn't get the chance to see what I saw that I had
Mm.
to deal with when I had to pick everybody back up, and I had to give my mom the reassurance that you know you're gonna have a son that's going to succeed, that's going to make you proud and stuff. And it was one of those things that I promised him, holding his hand, and he was never like the affectionate type of person. Like he was just
Yeah.
like tough. So like to see him vulnerable and laid out like that, and knowing that he couldn't respond to me, man, and because I just be saying to myself every day, like I just wish that I could have been there a lot more. But then I also realized that we can't be everywhere. We can't save everybody.
Nah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
once I learned,
Yeah. That,
once I
that's the
learned
that's the
that,
tough. Yeah, that's the tough thing. Like you said, you can't be because, and that's the fact. That's what's gonna tear you up the most. What you just said about that. I ain't mean to cut you off on that, but I was
oh,
just
you
agreeing
good?
with you on that. Agreeing with you on that. That's what's gonna eat you up on the most. I had a situation when talking about death like that. I had a lot of, well, quite a few deaths. But my cousin Pimp was one of the biggest deaths that hit me. My cousin Barry Richardson,
Hmm.
and I was young. I was like 19, I think 19, 20. And that was my little cousin. You know what I mean? And I was out of town. I was actually in Michigan State at the time. Well, that affected me to the point where, oh, I was in Saginaw on that bull,
Hmm.
toting. You know what I mean? Got back. School wasn't important to me no more. I was mad, and my cousins was. If my cousin called me, I was coming there. I got cousins that'll tell you right now. If they call me, I was coming. And if I was coming, you was gonna move. You was gonna get out the way. A lot of people might say, "Oh no," but if they know or they say J Jack, I was coming. And I had to when I left Saginaw, I had to get out of that mentality, and it still with my cousin Pimp. Just seeing him didn't want nothing to happen to my cousins again, and without me putting forth an effort to make sure it didn't happen. And I can safely, in a lot of ways, say I didn't see any of my cousins get hurt without me coming there. So I definitely, there's so many different ways that you can handle that. You handle death. So when I see a young cat in it, I be scared for him because of the way I handled it. And then I know other ways that I handled death where I just kind of acted like I didn't know nothing. You ever seen that part where you act like they gone to another city, or they still alive, or they just, but you act like they didn't die. You didn't go to a funeral. You just kind of feel like they still there, but you know they did. Like I got aunties and uncles or people that I know like that, and it's like I just be like, I remember the last time I seen them, and I feel like they still smiling or they still alive. So it's so many different ways to handle death that there's no for sure one way. But I always say the main way is to protect your mental. Whatever you feel is the best way to protect your mental. Because I had a homeboy that it seemed like he went down. Once his mom died, it was over. Life was over to him. And he slowly, and I had to tell him, I continuously told him, like, bro, your mama didn't bring you in this world for you to do that.
Hmm.
And that's what keeps me going right now is I didn't feel like my mom and my dad didn't bring me here to end my world when their world ended. And at one point in time, I did feel that way. I was like, man, I ain't gonna be able to take. When I was younger, I felt that way. I was like, man, if something happened to my mama, I'd rather something happen to me before something happened to my mama. And I used to feel that way nonstop. Like, no, 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 I ain't gonna be able to take it. As I got older, I was able to deal with it because my mama, once you get to a point, like you lived, and she went through a lot of pain and a lot of struggles. My mom was going in and out the hospital that I know of since I was 14. You know what I mean? Every year or two. So I was selfishly wanted her here. But mentally, she didn't want to be here. And I understood mentally why. The pain, the struggle. And a lot of times we have to understand that this world wasn't meant for all of us angels. You know what I mean? It's just not meant for us. It's a lot of, when you see a lot of people succeeding that you figure why, how.
Hmm.
I once read a book or seen someone that said that when a lot of times it was a man that could see, and he could see angels and demons. And every time he seen like a group of people, he could see two angels and about 100 demons. And we all think we angels, but some of us we not angels. It's a lot. I don't want to
No.
say us, but we don't know. It's some angels, and it's a lot more demons that
Oh
roam this
yeah.
earth than we know.
Oh, no doubt, man. So the ones that smile at you be the worst.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. And I used to always wonder, like, you can see a person go 20, 30 years, not do nothing. And all of a sudden he done shot up a school. Or he done shot up a mass murder. And it's like, what the hell? I didn't see that coming. But I think if you, it's signs sometimes. So you always got to pay attention. You always got to look around. And like I say, a lot of times for us that you feel like things going wrong, if you feel like, oh, this don't ever go right, why I can't be a millionaire, why they get to have so much fun, don't think that way. Sometimes it ain't meant for a true angel to prosper in the devilish world.
All right. Yeah.
Sometimes
And
it just ain't meant.
and also it's just could be protection as well, because I have met the devil a couple times, man, doing this show, man. And when I tell you, it just um, you really have to have some good discernment out here. Discernment is really important to people who just unaware of certain things because everything isn't always a blessing from God. The devil can reward people too, and I'm just grateful just knowing that like my mindset,
True.
what I want out of life, and the discipline that comes with it, man. Because like my old life, I didn't have anything to live for, so I was just kind of under pressure, just doing things I shouldn't have been doing, being around the wrong people who was just low vibrational, training my energy. But I just
Mhm.
also understand that once you begin to fix yourself, the trash gonna take out itself. You don't have to worry about God exposing the fake friends that you have because they're gonna fall off the bone within themselves just by your
Yeah.
elevation and stuff like that. And the ones who still here, I don't have to question their loyalty or anything because of the fact that they was there when at my worst, and now they here at my best, and they clap and they cheer, they praise me, man, and it's all good. I don't look for validation. You know what I'm saying? It takes other people to tell me that I'm great because I feel like I haven't done enough yet. Even with 1,000
Yeah.
episodes, bro, I still feel like I got a lot to do. And they just like, man, you have done something very historic, man. Like, don't treat that. I'm like, no, 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 because this is my gift from God. So I don't say that I've done this on my own because I didn't. It was God that
Yeah.
really was very patient with me, and I just think about that, bro. Just when I was out there, bro, just not being obedient, man. He was just like, look, I got a major plan for you, but you have to get out of this funk. And he sent me the right people, the people who I thought that were just intruding or trying to be in my business and stuff like that. They was the ones that
Mhm.
actually was willing to get to the bottom of what I was feeling and what I was going through. And I had to take my own accountability and really realize that, sure, I got to this point. Nobody made me do these things. I had to take accountability and I prayed and I repented and said, if there's what you need from me, then I will totally, totally do a whole transformation. I wish I have. I haven't had a drink
Mm.
in a year, haven't smoked in so long, bro. I haven't really go out like that, bro. Like if anything, I'm in
Yeah.
the crib writing up a different script for a show or networking with people and just watching my old stuff, bro. Because I'm my biggest fan, bro.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of guts to get
Well,
on
keep
this
your mind
camera.
occupied.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
keeps
I
me.
stopped smoking. Yeah, I stopped smoking. I mean, cause I started smoking about a year ago, almost now. It'll be a
Hmm.
year in July. So I definitely appreciate a salute to you for that.
Oh, thank
I
you,
mean, it
man.
ain't easy to do.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. No, it's not, man. And because people just think that you're weird when you choose to be sober. Because I feel like when you're sober,
Yeah.
you just highly alert, man. You high alert all the
But see,
time, but good.
but see that goes to what I was saying about this world. Like
Hmm.
you can fit in more when you smoke and you drink.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? You can fit in more. You the eyeball if you don't smoke and you don't drink. So you could be the one that's doing great, but you're gonna be that, like I was saying about two angels and a whole bunch of demons. You're not gonna you're gonna be the eyeball. One of my biggest sayings is always if everybody, we always talk about when Jesus Christ come or the Savior coming back. Do you know that most of the time if that happens, they gonna be wanting to shoot it down like it's an alien?
Right. Yeah. Because they believe in that it's still a white man. But he's not. But he's
They wouldn't know
not.
what
You know what
form
I'm
it's
saying?
gonna take. Exactly. They wouldn't know what
They,
form, but anything they would think it's an alien. They would be wanting to
yeah,
shoot it down, and they'd be the ones talking about Jesus is coming to save us. And if they seen something coming looking weird, they gonna be wanting to shoot it.
no
That's how
doubt,
weird it is.
no doubt, man. And that's just the power of brainwashing, bro. Because America gonna play a part when it all goes down, bro. Because everybody think America is just the United States, but it's not. Like America is the biggest landmass on this planet, and when I tell people that, they look at me crazy, like because they only
You talking
looking at
about
it
with
from the
Central
United
America
States.
and
Just just the whole landmass, just you know, Alaska, Canada, United States, Mexico, Central
oh, okay,
America,
okay. I
Latin
mean,
America,
I
South
kind of
America.
agree with you on that. I kind of agree with you on that, but I do kind of disagree as far as like if you go way back. Now, this is gonna be the interesting part of the show
Yeah, yeah.
because
Cause oh, go ahead.
see, my thing is I look at the biggest part of land as it was unknown, right?
Hmm.
Because the first people we don't really know what happened with that, but after that, I believe it was not Africa. It was so-called Africa, but not Africa, because Africa technically is still. I hate to say white man. It's a war term, or actually it is. But they called it alkali.
Yeah,
Uh, but that was the major territory. But all of the territory became war. Like the more wars went on, the more that this land got shrunken, and that land became that land, and so if you had the power, you was able to take over more land and push more land. So this big land mass started becoming shrinking. So now Africa, which is what they call, I still mentally feel like that was the biggest land that got taken down or shrunken because all of the land was being taken. It was being so-called discovered, and it was so much like if me and Will and about 100 more people when we ran Alky blind, we probably so much land that they might get Will over there and run him. You know what I'm saying? Or they might get me over here and run me to the point where now that land keep getting. Because like I hate to ramble a little bit on that, but like when you think of the Middle East is a war term. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It was
yeah,
basically, yeah, it's a war term. Um, all of these lands was taken or war, and that ain't even considering like the British colonies, um, all the war, the Aztec type war. It's not considered the Mexican War, it's Spanish War. All of these wars, the whole land was defined by wars. But the biggest land I felt got shrunken until now. That was the most. Even when you go to the British, that was the most rated land for minerals, power, um, jewels, diamonds, all kinds of things. Like that area, that area was also where all of the religions came from too. Like all the religions came from in that area, but it all got shrunk down to where what we what we consider Africa, which was really was a name that they gave it, really was all of the whole earth. If you got what I'm saying, it was taken war terms like Middle East, all these terms, these lands, America, they were war terms.
yeah, no doubt. And just like, what we are, what we so call is with being African Americans, black, and this and that, it was the census that created those labels on us because I don't
Hmm.
identify as black anymore. I identify who I am, and that's Chickasaw, Choctaw descent. That's who I am. Because my peoples come from
Yeah.
Mississippi, Pearl River, Mississippi, Polk County, Mississippi, and Foxworth, Mississippi, Columbia, and that area and stuff like that. Because I was able to look up my
Hmm.
family records, and I just suggest everybody to do that because you will be surprised of where you come from. Because Like ancestor from my mother's side of the family was from the first colony of Virginia, and his race was considered Indian when he was recorded in the census. So I just tell everybody is a reason why we are targeted the most because of the fact that we was reclassified as race many times more than anybody else on this planet. So we play a huge part in just this America, bro. Like, and in Africa, there's no beef with them. Those are cousins. They traded with us and stuff like that. But they know that we was already here. You know what I'm saying? They know that it was a plot to take our land, to wipe our history off, steal our languages, get our benefits, because it was a group effort. It wasn't just one individual. It was a group effort for us to be inferior and stuff like that. They wanted to break us down, and we built other civilizations outside of America. We built Kemet. You know what I'm saying? That's so-called Egypt today. We helped build their civilization, and we was over there in Europe with the Moors and stuff like that, who ruled over Europe and stuff. So I just suggest people to just look into your family and find your records. Because, like I said, most of us weren't slaves. My family has their own cemetery, and you couldn't do that if you was a slave.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because a
Yeah.
lot of us were indentured servants, which was payment. We got paid. Just like we do today. You know what I'm saying? Because slavery was a business, it was a corporation, it was economics. So it wasn't just
It still
us
is.
being, yeah, yeah. And so it just wasn't just chains and whips and um, cotton. It was more than that.
Yeah.
It was,
See the more part that a lot of people like you say that you're alluding to is that there's a difference in chattel slavery.
mm-hmm,
So the chattel slavery was that made this part of slavery the worst slavery ever. Is the chattel part.
yeah,
Chattel slavery. Anybody Google chattel slavery. Chattel, I think it is. But that was the viciousness. But you know what was so this is my thing about when I do research. I always come up with
mm-hmm,
a common theme, right? Of course, you come up with common things like evil. Uh, but my main thing, and it might sound heartless. I don't think it sounds heartless though, but I think it all boiled down to competition.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I hate when you actually look at some of the things that your ancestors might have went through. But like I say, you have to not have that mentality because everybody's ancestors was not slaves, like Will is saying. I
mm-hmm,
I don't went up so high to my. I try to go up as far as I can, and I would have to have some more family talk to me about like slaves. But I don't went to my great granddaddy, and I think my great great granddaddy, they wasn't slaves. So I don't know how far up. Like it could have been somewhere else, like my great great, because technically it's so crazy. Like okay, we get into some deep conversations right here, but
yeah,
I hope everyone knows how much it takes just for you to be able to breathe and be alive and be able to be where we at right now. So if you
right,
watching, I'm hoping you understand. Like mama and daddy, they parents. That's what mom and dad, they parents, mom and dad. That's three people right there, six people right there to make you. Now
mm-hmm,
go up a little bit more to both of their moms and dads, and both of your grandparents' moms and dads. You know what I mean? And then their moms and dads, and you start going up to all of these trees, and you're gonna have a lot of people to make it to where you was at. And if one of those people, life got altered, Lord forbid, a death or any type of thing, one of those people got altered, that whole tree would have did some different type of movement to where you probably wouldn't have been here. So it's that deep as far as like I can look at my moms, my dad, my grandparents, which is they moms and dads. my great grandparents, which is their moms and dads. You know what I mean? I can keep looking up, and I didn't see nobody. I haven't heard anybody tell me, yeah, your great was a slave to. From what I knew, my granddaddy and great granddaddies owned land in Arkansas and still do. That's where I'm at now. They own a lot of land, and
Hmm.
my great greats, a lot of them own a lot of land in Arkansas. So I think that's a lot of point, a lot of essence of what you're saying is a lot of times we was here. Like I don't think the census actually kept fact of who was all because they didn't any kind of census. Even right now, you can see a census right now and be like, they didn't talk to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
When did they get my information? You know, so even when you go way back, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Like Will said, everybody wasn't slaves, but and a lot of times when you get those pictures, and I ain't saying that slavery didn't exist. Of course it did. Chattel
Hmm.
slavery did exist, but the fact that everybody wasn't a slave, like you could actually see remnants of slavery through people, like people that struggle with reading. Their moms probably struggled with reading. They did, and then you could see, oh, their grandparents wasn't allowed to read.
Hmm.
And it just went down and trickled and trickled. Then you can see some people that they a fourth generation college student. You know what I'm saying? And they
Yeah.
never struggled with reading. So a lot of times you can see it, and it's a lot of people that then became the first generation college person in their whole family because they was able to defeat a lot of the things from upper chain that was rung down from their history. So
Oh
it's a
man,
lot to
no
that.
doubt. Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
like the coolest thing ever, right?
What's that?
So I'm named after my grand uncle or whatever. He
Mhm.
was my grandfather's uncle. He was
Yeah.
killed in Mississippi. He was lynched in Mississippi. His name was William Henry Brown. So
Mhm.
when my mom named me that, we didn't know anything about him. We didn't know that he existed or anything like that. So me
Yeah.
and my cousin, when we was doing our tree, we found out about him just through our family tree. And so he was asking me like, "Did you know about this?" And I was like, "Hell no, nobody ever talked about him." So he was only 19 years
Damn.
old when this happened. And also,
Yeah.
it's a famous lynching. His name was William Brown in Omaha, Nebraska, the Red Summer of 1919. He was lynched. He's the famous lynching where all those white folks standing in front of him while his body burned downtown.
Hmm.
So I always knew like with this name, it meant something. So I wear it as a
Oh
badge of
yeah.
honor now. And just knowing um, who my grandfather was. He was cook in World War II. And it's just so ironic that I cook at my regular job now. And I didn't even
Yeah.
know
Past it.
anything about cooking before, bro. I just tried it and it was natural and stuff. People ain't get sick. So I was like, all right, well, I guess this is my thing. So I didn't know anything about my grandfather until then.
They didn't get sick off the cook.
Yeah, no. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, just no.
Hey,
But
man. Oh, let me see. Hold on. I had to turn the volume down. I had something else playing for some reason. It was playing. Yeah, can you hear me?
yeah,
Okay. Okay. Hey, we gonna get back into this deep conversation we got. We gonna go a little bit longer if you got the time, Will.
yeah, I got the
I just
time.
want to read. Okay, I want to read some of these comments because let me see if I can get some of these comments in. It's on my personal page, and for some reason they have it where you can't you can't go public with your personal page until the show is over. So I'm
Okay.
gonna transition. I'm gonna no doubt. So anybody on there can go there and look at the page, Jeremy Jackson or Thought Magazine, and like I say, drop comments, and if we can, we're gonna try to get it in there. But yeah, we can pick back up off where we was at, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. But yeah,
No
I
doubt, no
just
doubt.
I just be wanting people to know just how much they're valued, because they look at us like we're not replaceable,
Hmm.
and we are so significant to the point of just who you are, bro. Just Jeremy Jack. There probably more you, but doesn't have the same impact that you have, the same essence that you have,
100.
the connection that you have with people. And I know me, I know just what I possessed and just who I am as a man, and just coming from nothing and became something, and just all the remarkable
Hmm.
things I was able to do. Just talking to someone from Tales from the Hood, man, like I didn't think that was gonna just be my future cards, but I cherish that. So
Yeah.
anybody that says anything like I'm mediocre, they ain't topping that. So that's
I feel
legendary.
you. Oh, can you? What up, DC? My cousin Derek Calhoun. He say I was muted. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I think it might have been before that I was muted, but I ain't for sure. I know I did. Dollar Will, you can hear me though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to my cousin Derek Calhoun. Shout out to Eric Calhoun, Twin Cuts. Man, I'm paying family. Like I say, them. When you think about them trees, like, and you connect, and your grandparents was right here, and you see all your family, and you like, damn, my cousins over there, my cousins over there, and it's a beautiful thing of how the life is trees. But sometimes that tree can go, like I got some cousins out in Arkansas
Hmm.
where we own so far of a tree away, we had to connect where my moms know or my brother, they say, yeah, your cousins because your uncles, granddaddy, they was, it's like, dang, that you don't understand that so many trees or levels up, man, we could all be kin. I'm talking about each
Yeah.
race, each color, each vibe, each whatever, after all so many, like Earth been what, millions of years?
Hmm.
That tree is probably so long and deep, but I think after second cousins and third cousins, they always try to dilute it or so. You feel me?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a deep connection. Like if one person in Michigan have a child or get married to one person in Arkansas, they have a baby. Damn near that baby can damn near everybody in Michigan and Arkansas. Just like that.
Facts. And that's how it is. And some of us just, depending on like their loyalty, like everybody isn't going to align with you, even though you're blood related. Because I still got cousins, man. Like we act like strangers, and it's weird
Mm.
because they just kind of been sheltered. And I tell them, like, I'm real. Like, you don't gotta act all nonchalant with me. I'm the realest one in the family, one of the realest and stuff. But
Yeah,
I just do me, bro. Like, I love who loves me. Like, the love ain't
yeah.
off because they don't deal with me. They just got their own lives going on. And just when I'm learning,
I think you always got to keep that. Never don't get too down on that. Like I got a lot of family, man. I love all my cousins, but I do, like you say, I got some cousins that I don't even want to say what the situations that be going on. You know what I mean? When my mom died and her brother didn't talk, or I don't even, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's a little deep. It goes sometimes deep where, we played as kids and we had a good time to where, you know, you get 40, 50 years old. I understand, man, we go different ways. And sometimes they think they right and they ain't wrong and this and that. And I'm the type to just do you, just keep it over there, man. If you feel like you right, if your pride so much, you know what I mean? If you got that going on and you forgot about how much we played and how much fun we had, and because our parents might didn't get along or it becomes a beef or and they was brothers and sisters, bro, just keep that away from me. You know what I mean? I came in this world by myself. I'm gonna go out by myself. But I got some great cousins, man. I love all my cousins, even if the ones I don't get along with. It ain't too many of them that I don't get along with. It's just we might not talk. I mean, you got to realize I got a cousin now. It's funny, man, because it don't get no worse, right? Uh, it, it's a tough. I don't even know if I really wanted to speak on that. I ain't gonna say his name or anything though, but
Oops.
some people might realize it. But I remember I was grinding and I was on my, I was on my gangster stuff then at that time. So
Hmm.
I called myself making him like he tried to help me out a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, I probably was a little bit in the wrong, but I was on my heels.
Hmm.
So he was demanding his bread, and I'm like, bro, I get you the bread. Give me a second. So I guess that wasn't going. He had to show who he was, or felt like nobody gonna play him or something. So he caught me at Stop and Shop with my kids, and he knew I was with my kids. And some people probably, like I say, somebody might know, but I didn't never speak on it no more because we became cool after I let it go. But he know
Hmm.
it was finna get to some. It was finna get rough. So he caught me at Stop and Shop and he snatched the keys out. Like I didn't see him. He just came out of nowhere. And if you know Stop and Shop on James, that's why that was my stumping grounds.
Yeah.
So my kids in there, he snatched the keys out now. And he had his homeboy with him. I'm like, oh, it's like this, cuz? I'm like, okay, it's like that. I say, you know what? All right, give me my keys though. Quit playing with me, bro. So I ended up like, I gave a couple dollars, like, huh, man, get my keys. I'm not even for do this right now. Woo, woo, woo. Got my keys, got back to the house, got in soldier mode and was finna catch him. And something stopped me and told me that's family, bro. Chill out. It's over bread, the root of evil.
Right.
Otherwise, I wouldn't even been here because I didn't like, broad daylight, you doing like that, and you know what I could do to you. And I know what you can do. We know with each other, but it's the first one catch first one. I hate that game, but that's what it would have been. And this was like I say, this was what that was like. I passed 2000, like 2012, so it's like 14, 15 years ago. And my cuz locked up right now, but that was my guy, man. I had to check myself. Sometimes when you kind of look back and you say, man, I could have been the one that I could have started. That might have been because of me. You know what I mean? Maybe if I'd have did this or that, it wouldn't have went to that level. Me and cuz they never had no issues. You know what I mean? He could have did it differently. I could have did it differently. What's up, cuz? You all right? And he'll hit me in my inbox. He used to hit me in my inbox, man. I love what you're doing. You got the JJ, you got the show, you got your book, you got me. And I'd be like, thank you, cuz. I appreciate it. And we let bygones be bygones. But that day, it was little fireworks. But
Man,
some people gotta
I
let
get
stuff
it.
go, man. If some people can't.
Yeah. And I get it, man, because I had the same thing happen to me with my big cousin. And he's gone now, passed away. But we had some words and everything like that. But he was going through a lot. And we met each other. I mean, my cousin Chuck, if everybody want to know who I'm talking about. So,
Mm,
I'm young. So I didn't know what kind of pressure he was on, just with the media and the NFL being rich and stuff like that. So he thought I was on the internet saying something about him, and I wasn't. I was defending him because I didn't like anybody talking about my family like that. So he thought I said
Yeah.
something about him, and he came over to my house, left a note, and saying that we gotta talk. And I
Mm.
was like, "What?" So I'm not
Yeah.
scared. I just didn't get to approach him until our grandma passed away or something like that, and then I seen him.
Like I say, anybody one of you talking about Charles Rogers. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So he was just like, "Hey man, you can't be saying stuff about me, bro, and this and that." And I was like, "I didn't say nothing about you, man. If anything, I'm defending you. I don't like when people
Yeah.
talk about you, especially when you got hurt and stuff like that under the circumstances." But a lot of people didn't know what he was going through being a young millionaire at the time. And I didn't know
Hmm.
either. Just under the pressure of having like over $50 million and you 22, 23 years old and you got to deliver every week. And then you still at home, people asking you for money, people won't clout from you, all types of stuff. So
Man.
I didn't get it until I saw his ESPN interview. And I just was, wow, my bad. But
Yeah.
it's either because my cousin Chuck, I strive for more. I just make sure I do good, man. Make sure I try to be the best I can be and be the second millionaire in the family.
Hmm.
Because he was just a good person, real funny, and he was just my big cousin. Everybody looking at him as a legend, but I'll always remember him as Chuck. We used to talk
Yeah.
about our daddies and everything. And just the fact he died so young, that
Man.
was a death that like did something to me because he was young. And now
Real
I'm the
young.
same age
He was
when
still in
he
his
passed
30s, I
away.
think. 39 or
Huh?
wasn't he still in his
Oh, 38?
38? Okay. I know it was yeah, real young. 38, 39. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just really made me mad, bro. Like, I didn't get the chance to thank him for all of this. Because I know him, my brother, grandma, and a lot of people who passed away just would have got a kick out of all of this what I'm doing now. And I know they see it, but it's just not the same. I just would love to get a reaction. Like, oh, you think you
Yeah.
doing something? You think you all that? I'm like, I am all that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. That's life. There's so many we getting a lot of touching on a lot of different subjects, but we say we touching life, you know what I mean? And when you touch life, there's so many different aspects of life. And I can say Chuck was one of those guys in Saginaw. He was one of them guys. I remember Chuck, I ain't never know him like that. I never dealt with Chuck, so I didn't know like personally. But I heard
mhm,
about him because I had just left Saginaw High like a year or two. I think he was in '96. It was '96. I think it was somewhere in that range. I think they won the championship in '96.
mhm,
I had left Saginaw High in '94, and I was up Michigan State around '95, '96. But I remember even when I came back to the hood, I'd be on my on Seventh and Tuscola, and we all be on the porch. And anybody know about Seventh and Tuscola? And my porch was legendary. We'd be like 20 cats deep on the block, and we'd be
mhm,
sitting on my porch and stuff, or on the next porch, however we go, whatever porch we be on. And I remember Chuck came through in a think it was a Benz truck with the chameleon with the flipping paint.
Hmm.
And everybody was like, "Oh, there go Chuck riding through the hood. There go Chuck. What up, bro?" I ain't see nobody talk crazy or anybody on that. And I was around some cutthroat cats. Cat that'll try to get you. They never talk bad about Chuck. I never heard nothing ill about Chuck. He used to go in, he used to ride around the hoods and go everywhere he wanted to go. From what I knew, and this one he was a millionaire. He was already I think he had just left the Lions or something happened, with the collarbone, and he had left the Lions. So
Hmm.
he already had the Benz truck. I think it was big. It was the only one in the road around. I don't know if anybody can remember it, but it was a chameleon paint. So it was flipping in the. So you knew who it was, I guess, when you ride. I mean, a lot of people did. That was my first time seeing him ride through like that. But all I knew was, man, that was Chuck right there. Oh, man, Chuck. And then everybody get into their stories. Man, Chuck, I remember when he was. And, they get everybody get stories. And then, then we go on back onto some silly stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he definitely had touched Saginaw. I mean, he definitely, like I say, I never heard too much ill about Chuck. I never did.
No doubt, man. Like I said, he was a good dude. Helped a lot of people, and he helped me too, because he
Hmm.
just always was the type of person. Like he wanted everybody to feel his success in some way, some fortune, whatever. So I'm honored that he was my big cousin and everybody who
Yeah,
paved the way to me. People like you and stuff like that.
no doubt, no doubt.
Hmm.
Man, I appreciate you, bro, man. I ain't gonna hold you up too long. Like I say, we can. There's a lot of things we can talk about, and we're an hour and 30 minutes in. I think we can even go a little farther and still not touch on everything.
Hey, I'll be all night with this.
Yeah, I love it sometimes, but sometimes I don't like because I was always the type of cat that wanted to be in the background. Like it was, and I say for some reasons and unknown reasons too. But when I was doing the hype magazine, nobody even knew what I was doing, right?
Hmm.
Except the people I interviewed or whatever, whatever. But I have people in my, cause I'm from the north side, so Tuscola, Fort McCurt, all them kind of area, and I would hear people talk about the hype magazine and didn't know I was the one doing it. You know what I mean?
Good
Real
shit.
talk. So I didn't. I was always the kind of cat that was in the background. Like my cousin came one time. She's like, "I was here in the hype magazine. Is that you?" I say, "What you talking about, cuz? I don't know what you talking about." She's like, "I know. I don't heard they say J Jack, and it's only one J Jack I know." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me, cuz. What's up? Why you don't put me on the cover?" I'll be like, see now you see why I don't be saying that."
Crazy.
So it was for years, bro. A lot of people know I didn't do in front of the camera. Even when I did interviews, it was almost like a DJ Vlad type of thing. You'll hear my voice and you'll see the artist. And I just be behind. Like when I interviewed Tay Ray and I would go to shows. I used to start like going to karaoke's and I would just go all over Saginaw. I would walk on the bird, I walk to the bird, I walk on the sunny, I walk everywhere. And I would record or I lost a lot of footage, like terabytes of footage in Saginaw, like a lot of it. And I didn't want nobody. So when I'm doing podcasts now, it still be kind of weird, like because I got to be more in front of the camera all the time, talking, talking, talking. But
Yeah.
if you ever seen me and what I would like to do, I'd rather put out a magazine with 48 pages and you never even see my name. I have my name only in the bottom. On my 48-page magazine, my name probably at the bottom as at the when the editorial. ThorMagazine.com, I'm on the home page with a couple interviews, but you really don't see me on there nowhere. This is the only time when I'm like in the front. And it's still kind of like, I don't know. I mean, it's good and it's bad.
Hmm.
And the reason I said it was good in a way because a lot of times when I went viral, it was because I put myself in front. So it's good. It's good and bad to the point where I don't know. I like the podcast thing. I like interviewing. I like chopping it up like we doing right now. I like chopping it
Yeah.
up with Mike Donald, Yacht Life. Who else? What I just did with K Dub. I done interviewed so many cats. Like, I mean, and you good with that, bro. I don't know how you did that. You to me, you get an A+ just for knowing all the episodes you did. Cause I don't.
Man,
I
I don't
I did
know.
so many that I wouldn't even be able to put a number on it.
I don't know, bro. I didn't have a particular goal. I just want to just keep
But
doing
how
it.
did you keep a number though? I don't understand how you did you like did you got a numerical system where you had your first one all the way to your last one?
Uh, I would just always write them in the description. That's how I kept count. So
Yeah.
I don't know to like a full extent of it, but I just knew that I had more things to do and people to talk to. But it all worked out, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. I still be just
But
like, man, I don't know how many I done did. I really can't tell you. And I was gonna ask you, like, is it a way for me to find out, or is it a way for me to put it so I can keep track of it? Because I'm messy. I got too much. I got a terabyte thing, and sometimes if I don't do it at that point, I ain't gonna do it. So a lot of times when I do interviews, any artist that I got, usually I got a folder for them, and I usually put their name, and I try to do like I got a folder that say Dollar Will, and like that last interview I had, I put in there my article that we wrote about. I put in there. So artists that I keep track of. Sometimes I got a folder so that if I don't do it at that point in time, oh, I got a mess. I'm gonna have just a whole bunch of like pictures, and if I don't put a folder or do something, and that's one time. That's one of the things is I'm not able to keep track unless, like I said, keep track unless I did it right then. And I wasn't able to keep track of my episodes because at the time I did a lot of them. Like, let's go, okay, do that, do that. So I was amazed. I mean, I give you a thumbs up just for that.
man, thank you, man. Um, I
Yeah,
would say just check your hard drives.
bro, I got some. It's all over the place. I got little drives. I got terabyte drives.
Damn.
I ain't gonna even try, bro. you
Yeah, I get
know,
it.
and I don't know. I mean, you what year did you start podcasting? What year?
2021.
2021.
Yep.
So when you first started, that was COVID. That was COVID. Like 20 was COVID, right? When it
Yep.
first started was 20.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Was that a big influence on one of the reasons why you got going too? I know we know the main influences, but at that time it was a lot more going on in that time. And I know a lot of things was like you could help more people because we was all in the house almost.
Right. I mean, I just started it because it was really like hiatus of media around here. Not saying that it wasn't,
Hmm.
but it just was kind of like I didn't hear anything or see anything, and I just wanted to just start my show then and there. Otherwise, I would have not did it. I would have kept making
Yeah.
excuses or whatever. But one of the best decisions I made in my life.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I always looked at it as around that time. See, I came back with Thor magazine around 2018.
Hmm.
So 2018 for me was just getting the name back out there because I had did the Hype magazine up to from 2003, 2004 was the first issue into 2014, right?
Yeah.
But that's when I learned business because I stopped the Hype magazine because of another company would had that name. Like 20 companies had that name almost. They was in other states though, but Star Magazine, I still ain't seen nobody with it. So I took 2 or 3 years just trying to formulate a name, right?
Hmm.
So 2018 was me coming back, and I had to rebuild from nobody knowing that it was the Hype magazine. If you know what I'm saying, as far as that, it was a fresh, it wasn't building off the previous. I didn't jump off. It was just who was Star Magazine? People didn't know. They would say Hall Magazine. What is Star? I'm like, you don't know you don't throw out chicken, bro. I'm like, it's Star, man. I'm like, how can you not? So I did a lot of years, well, about a whole year of just explaining the name.
Hmm.
So around 2020, verses and all them was going on, I think, around that time. So I wasn't in Saginaw as much. I was trying to promote, and I was in Arkansas at the time too. So I was always promoting like Houston and Dallas and Louisiana, and I would keep my hand in Saginaw, but it was always trying to go other ways.
Yeah.
But like when you create that name, that brand, the hardest stages is at the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked
Absolutely.
when COVID was around that time and you created your brand, like COVID was a big influence on most of our time because even with me, I was at home all the time. I mean, I did work because I was working at Walmart. We still had to go to work. I mean,
Yeah.
uh, but it gave a lot of people a chance to know your name because they was at home and a lot of people was searching online.
Hmm.
So that's why I asked you about the COVID influence of that time when it came, because once you build that brand in that first year, getting it out there is the hardest part. But it came at the right time too,
Yeah.
because that was a time that people was digesting the internet a lot more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
cool though.
yeah. Because that's how I was. I was. It was a big difference between thought and the hype. Because with the hype, which was it built, but when I was with the hype, doing the hype, I was going and had to roll block to block and just roll up on people. Here, check this out. Look at this. What you think of that? By the time Thor came out, shit, I was doing a lot of things and I ain't had to leave the house.
Hey.
I was touching a lot of people.
Yeah. And I would say just like my business and stuff like blew up the first month because they called me the first episode and I just kept on coming back and then became like 5 days a week,
Yeah,
just knocking them out either by myself or doing interviews. But I would just say it was just the people, man, just gave me a chance and trusted me. And I was still figuring out my craft and my niche. You know, it's just the fact that people just took the time out to watch me, and I wanted to just improve and just be creative with my topics and have some substance. I didn't want to be
yeah. So
ratchet or
what's
messy.
so? Oh man, cut you off. But so what's something that you see the improvement in? So you said about improving anything. What's something that, from your first show to now that you see as your biggest improvement?
Oh, just the catalog, because I didn't have stars at first, and just to have Urban Mystic, the famous singer, come on my show, that's when I knew I was ready. Because you're gonna be tested, and to me,
Oh yeah.
just to be just face to face or camera to camera to Urban Mystic and people like uh Scorpion.
I
I
think
was
one of the biggest,
really,
well, the ones that I liked the most, the biggest one was the guy from Soul Food.
yeah, yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
bro.
Tupac brother probably. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Billy Graham Jr. Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, you did have some good ones. I checked out a lot of them.
yeah. Thank you, man. But I just wanted to um deliver just because everybody look at just who been on your show, who can verify or who can co-sign for you, and my results speak for itself. So, and just with you, we gotta do a full length episode with you too. I ain't forget.
Yeah, well, you talking about on your show?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. It's all good. Just let me know whenever.
Yeah. No doubt.
I think we
I
tried.
got
I
you,
think
bro.
we tried to about a year or two ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. And it's just
hmm
ah crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I already know a lot of times with getting celebrities on there. I had kind of stopped for a second because of all the things you have to go through sometimes. It ain't as bad
Hmm.
now because podcasts is looked at as in a better light now. You know what I mean? Lamar, like I done seen some well known people and artists talking about going on podcast tour. You know what I mean? So a lot of times you don't have to, hey, come check out my podcast. Come, you know what I'm saying? They ready to come on there. It's well received now to be on podcasts. Not just me and
Hmm.
yours, but like overall, where it was frowned upon a lot of times at the beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like I did like Death Row, um, who else? Direct that was used to be with Twister. Uh they was all cool people. They was like I didn't have to go through no labels, no managers. It's just me and them talking, and that's the way I love because I love to talk to the artists. I don't when some people like I had a manager hit me up and they like, hey man, we out of Arkansas. It was cool. It was cool because I ended up connecting with the artist just as much. He just put me on with it. So when I talked to the artist, it was cool. Like okay, but I don't want to be like I had an interview with Rashida, and I talked to D-Lo Entertainment, Kirk Frost,
Hmm.
and we emailed back and forth, and I had to set up a time, and I talked to Rashida just for that hour of the interview, and I forgot something. It was like it was years ago. Like, when I hung up after we did the interview, my recorder wasn't working right, so I missed a
Hmm.
lot of things. So I wanted to get something else from. I called it back. They ain't answering. You ain't getting no. That's it. You only had that moment. That's it. They ain't talking to you no more. And now the ones I try to avoid, I'm like, I don't want those kind of interviews no more. A lot of times, if I can't connect, so I got a couple. Like I got one guy, he hit me up, and I hate it because I listened to his music, and I was like, I hate to feel that way. So
It's the
I
truth,
don't know where
bro.
I'm going with that, but when I said, bro, I get with you, just keep working, and so with these podcasts, I like to just sit here like me and you talk. So lately, I've been having like more like me and you. I had Mike Donald last week. I like doing podcasts with people I can relate and talk to more now for some
Yeah.
reason. Yeah, and unless they reach out to me a lot of times, like I'm trying to do just every 2 weeks. I wanted to do like we came in just after last week, but I try to go every 2 weeks because I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think I'm getting old, bro. I'm losing. I'm losing that feel. I don't know. I'm ready to just say, here y'all go. Y'all have it.
No, I won't say that, bro. I should say like your tolerance is getting low. Cause
Yeah. I feel you on that.
yeah, cause this does take a lot out of you, and you sucking a lot of different energies and stuff like that. And that's the thing, people don't
True,
get it.
true. I mean, you hit it. You just said a mouthful there. Cause cause like you said, people don't understand. You know what I mean? Even with like us, like I know you're gonna be receptive. Like, you know what I mean? I can hit you in the message like, hey, Will, here go the link. You're gonna be like, okay, bro. You know what I mean? But some people, I mean, I can go and be like, here go the link, and it's like, did you see it yet? Hey, bro, damn, he ain't said nothing yet. Okay, I don't think he. And then about 2 days later, yeah, I see it. Hey, what the fuck? Okay, bro, the show is right here this time. And and I had one guy like that where it was like, damn, the show finna start at 7. Oh man, he ain't there. And then he'd be like, oh bro, I'm here. Oh, I'm through, bro. I'm finna go. I don't even want to go home now.
Yo,
You know what I mean? So people don't understand those things you got to go through, like 1,000 shows. Like every time you had to get ready for that show, or you had somebody had something going on, or situation happening. A lot of times things got to go perfect. Like I tell cats, like, bro, I done had my grandma's house burned down on one of my episodes. It ain't show on here, but I had to jump up and go see what was going on. Like that hour of your life, you don't know what might be going on at that time, and people don't understand that. All of those
right.
things going on, like you said about the energy, you trying to get this, trying to both of your times got to equal up, and sometimes it just ain't right. You know what I mean? I think when me
Yeah,
and you, like I said, we almost 2 hours, but we can just to talk, just like it's just a natural thing. Like it's cool. You know what I mean? It don't even feel like a pot. Like I don't set up an interview. Like, bro, you know what? We gonna do this, do that. Okay, let's go. I ain't got to debate or wonder.
yeah, of course, man. Because I'm very easy to talk to, man. It's just I realize everybody isn't going to like meet the same wavelength. But like, yeah, we have chemistry.
True.
We got the same viewpoint at the same time. So I would come back on here and just talk, bro, conversate and stuff like that. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Hmm.
I say we keep on moving, we keep on doing what we doing. You know what I mean? And every time it's like, okay, yeah, let's go. You know what I mean? If it happen, we happen. We do it, we make it go, and it's like smooth. Like it
Yeah,
was smooth the last time. It was smooth this time. Like I said, we don't went almost 2 hours now, and it's a lot of things we can still even talk about. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that at the same time because I know it ain't that easy. And I at my age, like I still try to. Sometimes I'm doing too much. Like I say, I know I'm trying to work on a 48-page issue, trying to write articles, put news. Like I say, I said that before. If anybody knows somebody with their own .com that puts news articles, let me know so I can read it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show love too. But I was trying to do too much. So at my age now, I ain't gonna lie, I like getting off work and just chilling, put a movie on and lay my ass down.
me too. To me, that's just the best therapeutic thing you can do nowadays. Cause
I'm telling you, bro, and I never did do it though. I was always work, work, work. I get off work and go work again. And then you gotta think about it, like you say, I got Thor Magazine's Facebook page, my page, the Ike Magazine page, J Jack page. That was just on Facebook. Then you got your Twitter, you got your Instagram, uh, you got your YouTube, you got your TikTok, and you trying to run all of these pages, you try to clip reels, you try to, you know what I
yeah,
mean? It was like work, 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 work. And I don't think people see that.
no, they don't. I do the exact
Yeah.
same thing, so I get exactly what you mean. But they
Mm-hmm.
just think that you not on here, that you're not working. This is an everyday thing. No day
Everyday
off.
thing, bro. Yep, yep. And if you take 2 days off, don't nobody remember you no more.
Facts. Facts, man. And I learned that too. And that's why like I'll be making new reels and just whenever I got old or something I just did, I take the last episode and make a new reel to that because I always want to make sure I keep
Mhm.
my face out.
Yeah, yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, you doing right on that. Man, Dollar Will, hey, we gonna get on up off here. We just been kicking it, man. And I appreciate you, bro, for coming on and kicking it with me. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna hold you up no longer. It's almost my. I ain't a granddad, but it's almost granddaddy bedtime. Yeah.
Hey, it's all good, man. I appreciate you inviting me.
No doubt, no doubt, bro. You got anything you want to tell watchers? You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to tell them before we leave?
Yeah, just subscribe to the YouTube channel, the 1804 Show Chapter 2. Got plenty of playlists, all that.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, and shout out to everybody that rock with us, man. From Derek Calhoun, my cousin Eric Calhoun, both of them, Eric Calhoun, both of them. Twin Cuts, y'all check out Twin Cuts, man. In Saginaw. Rico Rufino, man, salute to you, my brother. Catherine, shout out to Cadillac Cat. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Everybody that shared, I think Daryl Austin too. Matter of fact, I seen your name on there too for the sharing it. So salute to you, my brother. Anybody else? Man, I'm trying to make sure. Oh yeah, Tulio, already Tulio Jones, man. Appreciate you, bro. Everybody that came through, or Demetrius Scott, I see you reacting to the wheel too. Trying to look at the same time. Salute to everybody that peeped it, that's gonna say something or watch it later or however you gonna watch it. MacArthur Burnside, salute to you too. Deshaun K. Dub Banks, I see you too. Everybody out there, man, we appreciate y'all kicking it with us, man. We got Dollar Will in the building, 1804 show, chapter 2. Y'all go check him out. Mixtapes, go peep out the mixtapes, go check out his page. Uh, Keep an eye out for what he got going on, man. This J
Yes,
Jack Thor
sir.
magazine. You know what I mean? And we salute each and every one of y'all, especially all the creators, man. Y'all keep creating. Um, Even if you're trolling, man, that's the game, bro. Even if you're AI into it, hey, do what you do, bro. All right,
Man,
Dollar
thank
Will,
y'all.
man. Salute to you, bro, man. We're gonna get up with you later, bro.
All right, bro. You too, man. Thank you.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey.